good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Kurt in the house. How you doing, brother? Hey-o, Koska in the house. Trent in the house. How's everyone doing? Trigger alert. You guys like that title? I was, I mean, it annoys me. It annoys me, but at the same time, I mean, it kind of works. So a lot of the big YouTubers do this. Jeremy Lefebvre, I don't know if any of you guys watch him. Financial education, mostly stock related. Anyway, that's all the big YouTubers do anymore. Just make these BS titles. It works when you got a bunch of subscribers. It is bad though. It's not 100% clickbait. And it's not what Kurt said. It's not that Uncle Sam wants his cut, although that is bad. I mean, you know, that's bad too. We'll get into why it's bad. I'm not going to tell you just yet, but it's bad, guys. It's very, very bad. How's everyone doing? Let's hop right into the desktop. I want to look at the markets really quick. The stock market just opened. Take a look at what's going on in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. And, you know, just a few things here and there. And then we're definitely going to get into some Defira today. Defira is what I'm most bullish on right now. I'm really excited for that game. We'll get into why it's bad. We'll get into some good. I think it's more good than bad. If I'm being honest with you, it is more good than bad. And you guys are going to hate me. You guys are going to hate me. How's everyone doing? All right. So in the stock market, the futures, the Nasdaq's up about 62 points. It was up around 100 and some, and we had a little bit of pullback, and we're seeing a little bit of that bleed over into cryptocurrency. I'm not really sure why. I mean, it's just, you know, as of right now, it's pretty much a nothing burger, but it is a fade. Lately, we've had a fade down moves and go positive. So it is possible today is, you know, fade the up move and we end up negative. Rex in the house. How you doing, brother? What's there to talk about? Kurt says, I'm doing okay, Koska. It's, you can see I got a lot of work piled up ready for today. Got a bunch of wireless APs and switches to configure. I wish one of these could fall off the truck and end up on, you know, my ceiling. These are some freaking baller ass APs, but they're like, I don't know, like $600, $700, $800. All right, I'm just here salivating at the chance for some tasty alpha. Man, speaking of tasty, Chad Knight in the house. How you doing, my 60-year-old friend? All right. So like I said, the stock market was up really big. It started to pull back a little. It's kind of hovering. The Nasdaq's hovering around up 50. It's looking like it wants to go up again. A little too early to tell. The E-mini, the S&P futures are up 22. Tesla's up $11. Man, was Tesla a bargain under $800? I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? And we'll get into why who knows here in a second. You can see most of my stuff is in miners. Bitcoin's down a little bit, so that's why that's down. So when I woke up this morning, well, last night, you know, hey, Bitcoin's starting to pump again. There we go, baby. All right, so there are some things on the technicals here that I do want to look at with Bitcoin. Last night, we're kind of at this very critical area, in my opinion, and what we're looking at right here is the bull market support band, and we are starting to crash through a lot of levels. I might be able to pull this up easier on my other profile. Let's take a look at that real quick. You're begging for good news? Yeah, I got a lot of good news, but I got a lot of, it's, so you're getting paid. You're getting paid for the volatility. That's for freaking sure right now. And mostly what I see in crypto, I think is good news. It's just that, you know, so I wanted to point this out. So you could see very clearly, I have this very long-term trend line that is held, and this goes all the way back to September of 20. Close to 1.5 years. I talked about this again back here when it was happening, at this. Oh, no, it was really right here when it was pushing up against it again. We did push up through it, came back down, kind of push up through it. And then this war fight. And I watched a really good video on why Russia is invading Ukraine, and I learned a lot from it. I kind of like to go into it, but let's stick to crypto for right now. Anyway, it is pushing back up against this very long support, what I consider a very good support and resistance trend line. And it also lines up with this line on the logarithmic growth curve. I'm not sure what number this is in the Fibonacci's, but so we're back up against that. Two things of note, though, that we have pushed up above the 200 and the 50 SMA, and we're closing in on the 20. So that's a big number right there too. If we can get above this trend line and hold above, this line on the logarithmic growth curve, I think that's all very positive. We do want to hold that. We are above this on the Fibonacci. That's good. You can see it here on the logarithmic growth curve. And so these trend lines, that upward trend line that we're looking at and this downward line that I extended on the bull market support band, I think if we can get up above this and start pushing it up, we could start seeing the reversal of this and another big move to the upside. So that's the positive. But I think a lot of this is going to be in tune with what happens with the stock market. We still have a lot of things, uncertainty, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, especially when it comes to the Ukrainian invasion, the Russian invasion in Ukraine. And actually, based off what I learned about why Putin is actually doing that, I don't see Putin backing down right now. He's got there's some very strategic reasons why he needs basically to take over Ukraine, and that's really why he's doing it. It really just comes down to how much the sanctions hurt them, but I feel like he might not care about how much it's affecting the citizens when he believes that the end result, it's a long-term end result of what he believes in his mind is what matters. Does that mean, let's see, the great cheeseburger in the house. How you doing, brother? You won't tolerate any DeFi? Dude, it's bad. The DeFi news I got is bad, guys. It's bad. Let's see. I heard Tom loves access points and hates wires. Just a rumor, though. Does that mean? I don't even understand this. No, man, this is just some APs I have to configure for a company that we're doing a big upgrade building. They're getting a new building, blah, blah, blah. These are some pretty badass APs. I mean, I wouldn't recommend, I'm not recommending you guys go out and buy one. Again, they're $800 and you don't really, they're designed for this thing can, each one of these can handle 1,000 people. Hey, you want me to, all right, guys, you get me going off the rails on wireless technology. All right. So there we have it. I'm very bullish, Bitcoin and everything right now. And I do want to show you a few charts that I did find very interesting on Twitter. The big holdback on all my bullishness is really just this whole Ukraine situation and, what could still happen with the Fed. And then we do have another thing to keep in mind is we do have another round of earnings coming up. And so you're like, well, why does that matter, Tom? The economy is booming. The last round of earnings have kind of been hit hard, because a lot of companies actually had really good earnings, but they gave bad guidance. And the problem is with a lot of these companies, they're up against freaking amazing comps. So they have about one more round of earnings where they're going up, where they're comping what their earnings are this quarter versus what they did a year ago. And, a lot of these companies were just, raking in money hand over fist. And then we got inflation worries and all this other stuff. At the end of the day, I'm not overly worried about that. I think the economy is going to, I lean more towards we could see that blow off your top scenario. And that's really what I'm kind of eyeing, meaning I think the stock market is just going to go into crazy bull mode. And look, guys, I could be completely wrong. So this is going to be a very fluid situation. We're going to have to watch it day to day. but I think there's a really good chance we could go into this crazy blow your top off scenario, people being with euphoria, greed, and they might miss the boat of the actual potential real crash. That's what I'm eyeing. I've discussed this in the past, including a guy's video that I've talked about. I don't even remember it, somewhere in our Discord. That's the one I'm eyeing the most. I really don't think we're in any situation where the market is going to continue to. I think we've reached what were going to be lows. It could go down again, and it could get a little bit lower. But I think we've seen or been near bottom, so that if it does turn back down, I think it'll all be very short term. And as the year progresses, we're going to see that a lot of companies are actually making a ton of money right now. There's just too many people out there that have been saving and saving and saving, and they're itching to spend that money right now. But we're in this like very interim period of where people are kind of like back into, they're worried about inflation, and they're worried about, like what's going to happen with this war and everything. So they're kind of like holding onto their money, like one last grasp. But I think this, whatever's going to happen with this Ukraine situation, for better or worse, it's going to reach a, they're going to come to an agreement, or Russia's going to, get their way. And, but I don't think they're ever going to recover from some of these sanctions happening to them. So I think it's just the beginning of the end, personally. But and that sucks, man, because I wish, like, there could be such a great relationship. Like, Russia doesn't need to be our enemy. There could be such a great relationship between us and them, and not worry about, honestly, why, you know what I'm saying? Like, there could be such a great economy, trading with them. Rex sold all his Defira. It was priced in, hopefully only up now. It's not fully, a lot of it's priced in, but we'll have to see. We'll get to, David R in the house. How you doing, brother? David R, no FUD on Defira, please. Guys, the news is really, really bad, and we're going to get into that in a minute. I do want to spend a little bit of time, about another 5 minutes, talking about a few tweets I retweeted. This one in particular. This one's freaking crazy. Now, hopefully this, can you guys hear that? Is the sound good? Is the sound too loud? All right, wait. All right, so I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hopefully this sounds good. So there's a tank. Focus on this tank, and then focus on the camera view, but no sound. All right. Well, it's not playing at the moment. I'm pretty sure, whatever, I wish the sound worked, but all right. So just focus on this tank right here, and think about you're the cameraman. And the guy barely even like flinches. Are you kidding me? These Ukrainians are tough as effing nails, man. I don't know if you guys have seen the one of the Ukrainian, the Ukrainian smoking a cigarette and taking a landmine off to the side of the road. These dudes over in Ukraine, these are some comrades I want on my side, man. That guy's like, wow. He's like, oh, hey. Oh, hey. Nightmare Games in the house. How you doing, brother? As Retro in the house. How you doing, brother? The big country, it would not be big anymore. I got friends who volunteered to go to Ukraine to fight Russians. I prefer staying. I could do a whole stream based on what I learned about this war this morning. It is fascinating. All right. Yeah, these Ukrainians, man, tough as nails. All right, let's take a look at a couple charts. So these were on a thread of Capo. Most of you should know who Capo is. He is a bro that I follow, and I bet Rex is the one. Holy balance. I am not bullish on this project. All right, so our boy Capo, he's turned ultra bear lately. He's got his bear suit on. He keeps saying, and he might be right. Now, I tell you what, this guy is right way more than he's wrong. And he's one of those bros that'll admit it when he's wrong. And as far as I can tell, he's still sticking to his guns and he's still bearish. You know how I am when it comes to technical analysis. I think most of it's voodoo or foo-foo. Doesn't really, you know, you can find bullish narratives, you can find bearish narratives, but I do, you know, they're fun to look at. It's a nice little hobby. I don't put a lot of stock into them because I mean, there's going to be some algorithmic trading that's very, very short term, but it can kind of lead to midterm and long term and fulfilling prophecies and this and that. But at the end of the day, a lot of it comes down to just the markets in general. So there's so many factors that come into it that the charts really just, charts in general, just kind of a lagging indicator and kind of tell the tale of the tape. Either way, I found these interesting. This is a chart on the 1997 to 9, and this, you know, adds to my thesis of a potential blow your top off bubble crash. And so you can look at the 1997 to 1999 .com bubble. Back then, anything with the .com in their name was getting like millions of dollars of valuation. Even back then, that was kind of like getting the $1 billion valuation today. That's how crazy things have inflated. Either way, you can see the similarities. We got the little, I guess this is the McDonald's or the half dome and run and bump and run or whatever. I don't even know what they, like there was that theory going around on Bitcoin where there was like a dome and a corrupt house or something. I don't know, it kind of looks like that. Either way, we are seeing the similarities here. And again, if we see this right here, I will be calling it out the whole time. And if we see Bitcoin pushing up to like 100,000, 130,000, you're going to hear a lot of people talking about, oh, this is it, boys and girls. You know, stock to flow, freaking $300,000, $500,000 Bitcoin. You know, the crypto YouTubers are going to be going crazy again. It's going to be euphoria. I personally will be taking profits, and I will probably be taking like up to 50% off the board. I mean, I'm still want to keep a lot of it on the board, but as I've mentioned numerous times in the past, all my core holdings are now in long-term capital gains, and going forward, I'm going to be, I've adjusted my strategy. My strategy will be, when in euphoria, when Bitcoin is in the greed, take profits. And I'm going to cycle it very smartly. So my profit taking is going forward. It's always going to try and be when my crypto is in long-term capital gains. So that improves my chance of success, right? So if I take, say, you know, we get this blow your top off, say I take 30 to 50% off the board. I still have 50% on the board continuing to be in long-term capital gains. And then if it does crash back down, I'll be able to rebuy back in whatever I'm ready to buy back in cheaper. And then the cycle keeps going. So we go back, and the cycle is always going to go up and down. So anyway, say just Bitcoin, for example. I sell a bunch of Bitcoin. Bitcoin gets to like 100,000. I sell 30 to 50% of my Bitcoin. And then I just wait. There's a good chance there's going to be another correction. I'll be able to buy Bitcoin cheaper. Long term, you know, that's going to be in short term capital gains, but I still got 50% of my stack, or 50% of my stack in long term. So, you know, I just wait and wait and wait. And eventually it just keeps like, you know, this waterfall down in and back up of everything being in long term capital gains. Did I? Oh, yeah, I already did. All right. So Capo is getting on CT. What is CT? Not Twitter. Connecticut? What is CT? Still waiting on the bad news? We're almost there, brother. Bitcoin pumping again? What the hell? There's no Bitcoin. All right, guys. We got 17 people and only 5 likes. If you want a 45K Bitcoin, we need 10 likes. I can guarantee a 50K Bitcoin if we get to 20 likes. Let's see. Look at the chart, though. A much lower wick before pump. Oh, crypto Twitter. Is that what that means? Oh, man, I am out of it. All right. Is that on the... Well, Bill Belichick. I know... I don't... Some of you guys won't even know who Bill Belichick is, but he would always try and be cute and say things like Insta chat instead of like Instagram and Snapchat. All right. Taking profits always a good idea. Yeah, and the reason I haven't done it to date is because of my long-term belief that we're always going to continue to see all-time highs. I was fortunate enough to get in early enough at the end of 2019 and the beginning of the end of 2021. The end of 2020. The beginning of 2021. So most of my core holdings are very much lower cost basis. Now, a lot of them, like Cardano, is killing me. That thing, I have a 50-cent cost basis and it went up to $3. Now it's back down to $1. That one's hurt a lot, but I didn't want to take profits because it was short term. But now going forward, that's the first year I think is going to be the hardest. And I talk about how hard cryptocurrency is in general. I think a lot of people that try and do a lot of trading in and out all the time, it's like playing blackjack at a casino. They have all these different rules and they keep changing the rules to continually give just like 1%, 2%, 3% edge to the house. So when you're trading and you're constantly trading, you're always trading in short-term capital gains. So that's several percentage points immediately against you, and that's one of the reasons it makes day trading extremely difficult to pull off. Just that, the mind game and everything in general, and it kind of also leads this degenerative behavior that can get you in a lot of trouble. But if you can withstand that first year onslaught and get really used to the ebbs and flows of the market, and then work the euphoria and when you got to get very contrarian when everything's ultra euphoric and everyone's greedy, and then you're in long-term capital gains. Now this is just my going forward strategy. I don't see how it could fail. I mean, one way it could fail is if Bitcoin gets banned and then I just lose all my money. But from a general trading perspective, get into long-term capital gains, take profits and greed, and buy like a mofo in blood, right? And we just had another round of blood, and it's looking like we're pumping our way back up to greed. All right, so we're taking a look at a altcoin chart right now, and this bro is calling for Altseason 2022. We're just kind of looking at what happened. I don't know what this is. It's not really a falling wedge. I guess it's just a wedge, a sideways wedge. Either way, we got this channel moving up, and we can see the similarities here. So this is just another theory showing that we should have another big move up. I think there was another one too that had a good target, but I didn't retweet that one. All right, there we go on that. Let's get on to Defira. Rex says, only profits I've taken was when I sold those yeah. Yep, he sure is. But you got a nice, fine piece of real estate out of it. You can't go wrong there. All right, so let's talk about tranq and Defira. Is lending harmony on tranq similar to staking it? I'm not sure what you're asking there. If you lend, Nimrod in the house, how you doing, brother? If you lend, it's just a different way to farm. I mean, so if you lend, you may or not be getting positive APY, but if you say you lend your Harmony 1 and then deposit it back in, you're almost certainly getting positive APY, and you're going to earn free tranq. They did announce today that they're slashing their emissions on tranq, so the APYs should be coming down, and the amount that you earn over here is going to end up probably going down. The Stone, Neo in the house. How you doing, brother? How we doing? All right, 12 likes. Not bad, guys. All right, so Stone is a really awesome vehicle. Stone is, so this number right here, 1 Harmony 1, or 1 Stone equals 1.01691. Right? This started off at a 1-to-1 ratio, but this goes up at 8.5% per year. So the amount, so 1 Stone constantly equals more and more Harmony 1 over time. If you take your Harmony 1 and put it into Stone, it's going to pay you that APY. So if you have 100,000 Harmony 1, you put it into Stone, it's only going to give you like 99,000 and some Stone, because again, 1 Stone is equal to a little bit more than 1. But over time, when you pull it out, you're going to have 10%, 8% more in a year. So if you put in 100,000 Harmony 1, theoretically you would get, I don't know, because it's compounding, you're going to get like 110,000 plus 1 back. It's really no different than staking it, because that's all they're doing is they're giving you this vehicle. It's kind of like fluid staking over on Cosmos. They're just giving you a vehicle to wrap it up into this HRC20 contract and pay you and they're staking it, right? And they're probably staking, they're staking it on their like mafia validators, and they're probably getting a little cut, and that gives you the ability to do a lot with it. It gives you the ability to use it as collateral. It gives you the ability to so you can earn, it's no different than, and it gives you the ability to immediately trade it back into Harmony 1 without the 7-day undelegation period. So it is a very flexible asset. I love it. Almost all my Harmony 1's in Stone right now. There is risk because of that. There's risk because it's in a smart contract, and there's further risk because I'm staking it. So you get 8.5% for converting it to Stone, and then I'm getting another 12%. So I'm getting little over 20% on my Harmony 1 right now. What else do you need to know? The questions asked, why wouldn't everyone put it in? Again, there's smart contract risk, tranq gets hacked, etc., etc. I don't know. Cheeseburger. I really don't know if that's a taxable event. It's a gray area. I will say that, I don't know, bro. I really don't. I do know that it becomes more tax friendly once it's in Stone. Retro says it is. Yeah, I don't want to say anything that'll get anyone in trouble. All right, let's, there's one other thing I didn't want to, actually, let's claim my tranq so I can use this over on Defira. And I do want to point out, remember when I was crying into my spilt milk that I locked up all my tranq and how I think that was a mistake, and Chad Knight was up my ass calling me an idiot and saying how stupid I was for locking up my tranq? I'm beginning to think that's about one of the smartest things I've ever done in my life. And let me tell you why. I claimed my fees and reward yesterday on my locked tranq. So it's been a good almost 24 hours. I think it's right under 24 hours. I've earned 8.9 tranq in the last 24 hours. What's the price of tranq, you say? I'm not sorry, not tranq, Defira. I've earned 8.9 Defira in the last 24 hours. Defira is $31.48. I've earned $270 at current price in the last 24 hours. If I earn, let's just say $250 a day at current, if what happens if Defira continues to go up, which I think is possible. I think $50 is like, it's going to want to gravitate to $50 in my opinion. So what's the bad news, Tom? We're getting there. $250 a day. That's $1,750 a week. I put $12,000 into lock tranq. Not even $12,000. I have 13,000 tranq. I put $8,000 into this, right? So that's in a month. In a month, this is going to pay itself off, and I'm still earning. And you know what I'm saying? This may have been one of the best moves I've ever made in DeFi. You have, unfortunately, the X-Trank is good, and I think there's going to be a lot of rewards for it, but this is what's paying like a mofo right now. Let's go ahead and claim that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the bad news. I should have bought more tranq. We were like, remember when me and Retro FOMO'd in and then we were like crying about it for a long time? I should have went all in, tranq. That's the bad news. Very bad. I should have went all in. Even yesterday, look at the price of tranq. Yesterday I was talking about buying more. Now I'm holding back right now because again, I'm worried about what's going to happen with the market. But the bad news is I should have invested more. I'm very mad. I didn't. Like I just knew the whole time. The whole time I just was so bullish on this project. Like this was what my main focus was on, right? And I think I did a pretty good job of staying focused and holding most of my money back for this. And you mofos would get me to FOMO into some dumb shit. And I mean, I FOMO'd into Holy Grail and made some money, so I'm not worried about that. But I just knew it, man. And I'm still extremely bullish this project. Let's get this last little bit of tranq. Yeah, I'm thinking like I want here's the problem, and we're going to talk. So they had an AMA yesterday, and I'm still not quite sure what token is going to be used to buy the Gen Zeros, but I need to stay very, very flexible to buy these Gen Zeros. And I don't know if they're going to be out of the realm of getting. I will say there was some really, and this is good for you, Rex. If you have X tranq, you get like lottery tickets to win a potential Gen Zero. So if you have 125K X tranq locked up, that gives you a much better shot than my little Muy Paquito 1400. All right, so let's move over to Defira. Why is this thing? Is that music playing for you guys? I think the Twitter was just so low in volume, you might not have heard it. I want 2 Gen Zeros because the Gen Zeros are definitely, you're going to definitely be able to summon with them. All right. So, and I've been what do we got here? I've earned $736, $415, and $193 in the last 24 hours. I've saved it up this whole. My LP here has gone from $549, roughly $5,000 to $14,000. This one has gone from $3,500 to $6,000. I mean, this one isn't really going to go up. It's just the equal amount. Let's see. Does that show deposited 23,000? I mean, that'll go up if Harmony One goes up. Oh, it didn't play. I don't know why that's not working. I'll have to figure that out another time. Thanks, Koska. Anyway, I see people talk about taking profits. I don't have a problem with that. This is all, I can easily say this is just free ride money, and it is from things from like DeFi Kingdoms. But I'm extremely bullish this project, and I'm going to continue to go hard on this. I'm not pulling back on that. I've already said I'm going to continue to plow back into this. I'm going to continue to single stake for at least the next bit of time. And let's go ahead and get this all harvested up. Oh yeah, definitely. So I wouldn't even worry about unsealing your Fira. So the Great Cheeseburger says, I am holding off from unsealing my S-Fira. I got great news for you, my friend. Perhaps there will be a way to unseal it with the hero. What do you think? You are correct, my friend. They've already said that will be an in-game thing. You will be able to unseal your Fira. It's going to be similar to like how you can unlock Jewel. So I'm sure it's going to be small amounts, but that's fine, man. We're going to, If DeFi Kingdoms, and I think DeFi Kingdoms will have another resurgence. We got the Perilous Journey, I think starts today. I'll probably be sending some off on a Perilous Journey next Monday. Still not sure how many I'm going to send off. We'll have to play that by ear, but you know, the avalanche and all that's coming here. You know, another interesting thing that kind of blew me away this morning. What do you think the #1 lock TVL is on Harmony One right now? Take a guess, guys. Did you know this? Did you know this? I was like, what? Boom, baby. Look at that. Tranquil Finance, 42% dominance. When the F did that happen? DeFi Kingdoms. So DeFi Kingdoms has about 40%, it looks like. Artemis. Zach LaForge in the house. How you doing, brother? Trying to understand staking is hard. Trying to understand using staked and bonded assets for double returns feels like it should be leverage. I'm not smart enough to understand it. Trying to understand using staked and bonded assets for double returns. I'm having a hard time following that, to be honest. Purple tank. Some of that purple tank. All right. Yep. That's it. Purple tank's #1. #1. All right. So I've got all my monies. Let's add some liquidity. Liquidity. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can fix this music thing real quick. Let me know if the music starts playing. Let's see. Wave Elgato. Wave link. Is that playing music now, Mike? Wave link. That might not. Wave link. Wave link. Oh, wait. Wave. There we go. I bet that fixes the music right there. That fixed the music. I almost guarantee it, right? A microphone check. Is Stone Staked one similar to B Luna? Press mute on browser tab. Why? Are you saying you can hear the music and you don't want to? Oh, wait. The music's not going to. Now it should be playing. Is Stone, let me know if you guys hear music yet. Is Stone T Stout in the house? How could you miss the boat, brother? How could you miss the boat? We've been waxing on forever. No music still? What the? All right, look, guys. Let's do this right here. This is why. There we go. That almost certainly did it. All right, cool. I better turn that off because it'll get me like copyright. Why are you doing Fever 1 LP? The ELL on that has been pretty bad. Nigel in the house. How you doing, brother? Oh, did I already say that? That's a good question. Mostly because I'm an idiot. No, mostly because I'm okay with having some of it with it. Like, it's kind of a different strategy where I'm getting paid really good interest and I don't mind. It kind of protects you, I guess. It kind of dollar cost averages out for you. I honestly have considered of moving out of that and into alt tranq fever, and I still may. I mean, that's a good question to ask. I still may. Yeah, that's the bad news, bro. I didn't go harder. I was clamoring on about how I wanted to go in harder, The problem is, and it's good to stay reserved. Like I have a bunch of money over an Anchor I could send over, and I could have plowed into this, and I consider doing more of that, even taking, more loans out or whatever, because that's how sure of it I am. The problem is you can get greedy and you can get caught with your pants down. So I'm in a safe amount where I still feel very comfortable. I'm up like close to a 3x, right? So I'm just going to continue to farm my tits off and continue to add to the LP. We got plenty of time to earn on this. Don't get too greedy. Just watch the size position that's proportional to what's too risky for you, right? Again, we're in euphoria. Let's think back to DeFi Kingdoms and look at a couple parallels. Parallel number one, I was farming pretty hard in DFK, but this is before anyone really understood the potential of what DFK was going to build and how they cracked the code. I was just very worried from a DeFi standpoint, and Harmony One was so young that this could just be, Wells farming, and all farm tokens eventually get dumped on. And any day this could get dumped on your face. So I farmed up quite a bit. And then at that time, I took my profits off the board and kept the initial in. If I would have stayed in the whole time, I would be living large, way larger than I am right now. But now we have a much better understanding of how, DeFi Kingdom's vision and how successful we think they're going to be. And we're seeing, and they talked about this too. The DeFi team did say, they took inspiration from DeFi Kingdoms, but they're also taking inspiration from other things, and they acknowledge all that. And we can talk about some of the great things I did see in their AMA yesterday. But anyway, this time around, I'm staying in. And I'm doubling down, and I'm going hard. There's some whales at play here, but they're gonna continue to probably farm it up really hard too, especially up until when I would start getting worried is when the Gen Zero sell happens. Then you might start seeing a pullback and a dumping of coins. And this is just my perspective. I could be wrong. There could be something that happens, like they get hacked, or they make a really bad tokenomics decision, or they rug pull us. I mean, I don't think they're going to rug pull us. I'm just saying things could still happen. This is DeFi. Look at what happened with Elixir over on Avalanche. People, everyone was talking about Elixir. Everyone got into this. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I almost got into it. Crime Crypto got me excited on it. The thing that saved me is two things saved me. One, my primary focus was always Defira, and I only have a set amount of funds that I'm ready to put at risk. And I've just been patient waiting on Defira. And the second thing is I didn't want to deal with, sending money over to Avalanche and things like that. So focused here. Oh, cute. I just noticed that pink little dragon. So I stayed focused, and that protected me. In the first couple of days, I'm like, man, why didn't I get into this? They were up a lot. And then I don't know, their tokenomics, so they had a big deal, and they basically rug pulled. They soft rug pulled. Elixir was this cauldron game over on Avalanche. I'm in Fevro on LP, and my LP is still 50-50, and I'm printing. Have a good one, Rex. No, bad news is I didn't invest enough. That's the bad news. I didn't invest enough. It's trigger warning. I told you at the very beginning it's a trigger warning. All right, let me get my monies added. All right, man, now you're making me want to pull out a Fevro 1 and ham it up in Defira tranq. I mean, I only have, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe all right, so let me do this real quick, and we'll talk about the stuff in the AMA. Yeah, I told you, trigger alert. All right, max, nope, that's not gonna work, max. So I'm adding about, I'm adding another $120 to the LP. If I could add $100 a day, this thing could potentially be a banger. I agree. The best pool is definitely Defira tranq. The strategy is a little bit different in the one tranq. I think I just had, a bunch of one on hand and I wanted to buy Fira. I mean, I agree. I mean, it pays good, so I would. Well, so I mean, the downside is this is a bit of a hedge if it tanks too. So if Fira tanks, it'll as it goes down, it's going to sell into Harmony 1. So it's just a different strategy. If you think Fira is going to go to the moon and you think tranq's going to go to the moon, this is what you want to be in. But this has double IL risk, right? If Fira goes up way higher than the price, so far these have gone up pretty decently well together, and that's just because of the recent news. But if tranq would have stayed the same, you know, around 50, 60, 70 cents, I mean, you would have seen IL here. So hindsight's 2020, right? I agree. If Fira continues to go up a lot, this is better. But if Fira tanks right now, if Fira goes back down to 20 bucks, this one's better, right? So I'm just farming, right? I'm just farming. Both have gone up in value. I'm happy, right? I'm not going to be overly worried about impermanent loss. The way I hedge against a permanent loss is taking all my leftover freaking Fira and single stake it, because I am very bullish. So I'm not trying. This is the one that could pay you off the most for sure, but I'm trying not to be too greedy. Baby Pleb in the house. How you doing, brother? Baby Pleb at PH Validator. Be sure to take a little bit of your shekels, a little bit of your Harmony 1 and stake it on his validator. Be sure. Take a few of your shekels and go ahead and delegate it on my validator. We need to get Harmony 1 more decentralized. Let's see. Your pool is holding the same amount of Fira I bought. How is that even possible? And how do you even know? Like, where can you even see? I don't even remember how much I bought, but this doesn't tell you. And they're not on, I don't think they're on, maybe they are. Are they on VFAT now? There's no way you have the same amount of Fira in the pool. Yeah, I mean, Nimrod's saying they're moving together. I would say Fira's gone up a little bit faster, so I would imagine you have a little bit less. Yeah, I agree. We're so far off from being, it tells you, oh, it tells you if you just hover over the price. All right. Let's see. LP tokens, Fira deposited. Fira 220. I would have to go back to the Explorer and figure out what I put in. I don't remember what I put in, but all right, let's get this deposited. I thought I already did this. Did I not? All right, once this is done, we're going to talk about the AMA yesterday. Lots of good news. I would 220. Now I'll probably look at that later. Bill Scott in the house. How you doing, brother? Impermanent loss is pretty easy once you get the gist of it. DFK started at 1,000 Joule when Joule was around $1. James Peak in the house. How you doing, brother? So DFK started at 1,000 Joule and went up half a Joule for everyone sold. Joule was around like $1, $1.20 at the time. My Gen Zero cost about $1,500. I did try and buy a second one. The transaction failed, and I just used it as a sign. I wish that was a very bad sign. I wish I would have got that second one. Impermanent loss is pretty simple. Say you have two assets. Say you put 100,000 in, we'll say Ethereum, and $100,000 in Bitcoin. If this value, if the both assets go up equally, your pool amount is going to go up equally, right? But they always got to remain equal. So if Ethereum goes up 2x and Bitcoin stays the same, your pool value is still going to go up in value, but as Ethereum's going up, it's going to sell Ethereum and buy Bitcoin, so it's always an equal amount of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So impermanent loss means if Ethereum goes up 2x and Bitcoin even goes down a little bit, you still made money. But the impermanent loss is the fact that if you didn't put them in the liquidity pool, you would have made the most money, right? Because you got a 2x instead of like maybe a 30 or 40% increase. And that's offset by, these crazy APYs, right? So typically you don't really get wrecked with impermanent loss. A lot of people got wrecked in DeFi Kingdoms with impermanent loss because they were yield farm. I mean, everyone still made money. And so the amount of money it made you is still kind of dependent upon how well Jewel does as it unlocks. But they got wrecked, right? Because maybe they had like 100,000 jewels at $1. They yield farmed with it. Jewel went to $20, and if they were yield farming with one only went up, 3 or 4 or 5x versus 20x. That's a lot of impermanent loss. So if you had, say, $100,000 in Jewel and it 20x, even like 30x at one point, that's $2-3 million. But as you're yield farming with it, you probably maybe only made like $1 million, right? You see what I'm saying? What are you more bullish on, tranq or Defira? I don't freaking know, bro. I don't know, and I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm leaning towards tranq right now. I really am, and I almost considered buying. So I do have some cash that I'm ready to like. I'm kind of waiting to get a clearer signal of what it's going to be. So I do, and I'm taking my profits in DFK, and I just keep converting it to USDC. Oh, we forgot to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is back up above 44,000. Chad Knight was saying it was pushing 50. Let's look at the hourly and see if he was getting a little, sometimes he gets a little excited. It actually pushed over 45,000 in the last hour. Wow. We didn't even notice. We don't even care because we're having so much fun with Defira. All right. So let's talk about the AMA they had yesterday. I did put in the Discord. I don't know that I've even been putting that link lately in the YouTubes because, I'm happy with the amount of people and alpha we have over here. Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. If they're going to give us I'm hoping they give us the ability. I don't know. There's pros and cons to everything because the wells are going to be ready for all scenarios, right? I'm hoping there's going to be a way to do it with locked, like our locked tranq, right? That's why I'm not locking. That's why I'm trying to build up a bigger bag of tranq and Defira as possible right now, so I can at least. And I'm already like preparing myself for the fact I might not be able to get a Gen 0. Like it may just be too crazy and out of reach. The problem is everyone's talking about this as the next DFK. Well, the problem is everyone's talking about this as the next DFK. So every mother, brother, sister, and fool out there is good. I mean, this is going to be a highly contended drop, right? If there's only I don't know how many there's going to be. If there's only 2,000 of them, there's way more competition for this drop when there was when we did the Gen 0 drop in DFK. And I think that bitch sold out in like 10 minutes, right? I mean, there was a lot of whales buying multiple cards back then. But this one is going to be contentious AF. And they did talk about some of this, and then we can go. I don't know if they've gotten their AMA in a readable format. I did drop one Defira. I posted some screenshots, but I'm not sure. It couldn't have been that far back. Did I put them in a different? Oh, here we go. All right. So, what role will tranq continue to play in the ecosystems besides hero summoning? So I think it may have been mentioned, or I'm kind of coming to the conclusion. Oh, so tranq will be used for summoning of heroes. I think that's been pretty much said. I don't know what's going to be used to buy heroes though, right? So I think tranq's got long-term viability just because it's going to be like the jewel and used for a lot of, it's going to be used for summoning. I think Fever is going to be used for in-game assets like, you know, I think it's going to be a multi-coin economy. It seems like Fever is the key token and will continue to be the cross. Yeah, so this is something I was very bullish on. Fever is going to be the cross-chain expansion token. So I'm bullish AF both. I just don't know which one's the most important to accumulate right now for the Gen Zeros. They say tranq is Harmony's DeFi token and will continue to accrue all the DeFi protocols, protocol fees, and governance powers. In addition to heroes, it will be an in-game resource used for future game actions. So it's also going to be used for crafting. And all the tranq spent in-game will be burnt. Bullish AF. And that's a big reason why tranq started pumping. There was some really good news. This is some great news for Fira. So we've been talking a lot about how there's a this is some very bullish news, guys. We've been talking about how there's only 100 million Fira, but there's going to be 100 billion. Well, they also said Harmony 1 will be the flagship. It will, just like DFK, it will be all the new stuff is beta tested and done first. The initial cap of Harmony is 100 million. And we're talking about Fever. The initial cap of Fever is 100 million. However, if Fever is bridged from other chains, we would need to possibly mint above that cap. So they haven't that contract open-ended up to $1 billion. And they've already said that they're going to Kronos. You know, I'm not very bullish the Kronos network, but there should be some good opportunity over there. So I'll hit it up. And I think Phantom's definitely on their radar, and I would imagine Avalanche too. So as they go to other chains, there's going to be more opportunity in Fira. So there'll be inflation, but I think that'll be way more offset by the demand for it, especially as this game continues to grow. I've also mentioned in the past how one of the reasons I'm very bullish DFK is because they built out a really great team. Scaling is hard. They have 50 plus team members. They did mention in its AMA that they do have a lot of contractors, but their team is over 50 strong right now. And just like DFK, this team continues to show that they're making really good decisions, and the patience is finally starting to pay off on this one. And what was this last one? We are working. Oh yeah, this was really cool too. So they are working on a mobile friendly version of the Defira game right now, and they need to optimize some of the assets so it performs really well. So they mentioned that, which makes me crazy bullish. And another thing that they mentioned, and DFK's touched on this too, but they're working on ways to make it much, much, much easier to onboard people onto into Harmony 1 and into the game. The foreskin vampire slayer in the house. How you doing, brother? He says I'm making really good decisions. Thank you, my friend. tranq gonna moon. I think they're both gonna continue to moon. Let's see. Hole up. He said in addition to heroes. I like how tranq. Yeah. So it getting all burned makes me crazy bullish. Oh, I don't know why I'm not putting my $3,000 to work right now. Let's see if they put this in a readable format. There was a lot of good things, and I can quickly go through it. Welcome to the Defira. Let's see. AMA. Oh, AMA questions. They've already cleared it. That sucks. Oh, live AMA. I think this was it. All right. So they might update this later. But this is on their Discord. You can go through it. You really just kind of scroll down and look for whatever. And you can do it pretty quickly. I did all this. Wow. This thing is still scrolling this much. All right. Just kind of look at. So they have a lot of really big answers here in the beginning. And then you just kind of look at what 0x Krillin and 0x Yamka. Remember this guy? We were told he was famous. Okay, so this was another one. I didn't copy and paste this. So we know there'll be some burn mechanics. Can you confirm some of these mechanics and confirm? Yes, so it's sort of goodies. Oh, wait. What will Gen 0 cost? And I don't know what this means. We intend to have a dynamic auction system for the Gen 0 mint. I don't know what that means. So I'm not sure what token. That's what we got to be on the lookout for. They did also say somewhere else in here that details will be coming on this very soon. Like it seems like within a few days. And like I mentioned earlier in the stream, they also said there will be a mechanic to unlock Defira as you play the game. So yeah. Defira said in the AMA they'll have their own fully staffed game studio. That's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. All right, guys, that's kind of all I have. If there's anything else you want to talk about, we can do a quick wrap up. Bitcoin's making a little pumpy pump again. It is 44,000. What is the stock market doing? Is it indicating extreme? So the stock market's pushing up. Nasdaq's pushing 100 points up again. The E-mini S&P is 46. What is the old crude oil? Oof. Ew. Crude oil, $108 a barrel. Wow. You guys probably, most of you, there might be a few of you. There wasn't, was it like a year ago? Crude oil futures went negative. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. It was more expensive to have crude oil than it was, like it cost you money. It literally cost you money because the storing cost of crude oil and the crude oil futures went negative. Oh my goodness. That was in 2020, I believe. And then now look at it. $108, $109 a barrel. Tranq gonna go berserk. Yeah, oh my God, you guys are making me want to FOMO. I might. What do you think? Should I take it all out of here? What do you mean foreskin? Decent value in crypto, but is it really going to drop post-collapse? Post-collapse of what, bro? So should I take... I'm just going to leave it in. It's paying really good. I'm inclined to move it over here, but I'm not going to right now. Calm down on what? You're saying just leave it in the one? All right, let's get this steak. Eat some steak for breakfast. I almost forgot to do this. Oh, 4% withdrawal fee. Oh my goodness, thank you. It's not still 4%, is it? Didn't it go down? You're crazy, bro. I'm not taking 4% withdrawal fee. I forgot about that. That's a hefty fee. Does it tell you how much it is to withdraw? It should tell you. I don't know that it does. I'm so ready to buy more tranq right now. I really am. I almost bought it last night at $1.05, $1.01, and then it went up to $1.09. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll wait for it to come back. We had a little bit of a dip this morning when it went down to $1.10. I'm trying not to FOMO. I'm trying not to FOMO, but I want to put this to work right now. I'm gonna wait, guys. I'm gonna wait because I want some clarity, and we need to have like an all systems alert. Like, if we get some answers on these Gen 0 and the token use on the Gen 0, I'm building up this bag to go green eggs and MF ham on whatever is gonna be needed. Oh, I'm sorry. Is the music still? Oh my shit! How long has that been on? Because that's gonna get me in trouble with YouTube. I need to do this right here. Does this turn it off? Did that turn it off? I need to know if that turned it off before. Well, I mean, there's nothing playing right now, but let me know if the music's playing right now. I'm selling my Les Paul for tranq. I'll sell my Les Pauls right now for tranq. Playing. All right. I don't know why that didn't. So that, see, now I don't know when shit's playing. I should probably do this just so going forward, because I hate how this thing constantly trips the music back on. So I'm just going to do this right here so that I won't have that problem. All right, so now I should hear it on my computer. Yeah, all right. Oh, all right, let's make sure I got everything. Let's see what we got. Staked. I've earned 226 staked Fira. My goal is to get that into the thousands. And I'm up to a decent amount over here too. It's not playing anymore, right? Yeah, so Mars is the one I'm second most bullish on. And I've talked about that quite a bit in the past. We can take a quick look at that one. I'm not sure where I sat. I'm kind of waiting. Oh, I mean, right now my focus is my barrels. Both barrels are completely focused on tank and fever right now. I think that's the best opportunity. Though I think there's really good opportunity here. If Colony, they've had some really bullish news. I'm becoming more and more bullish this team. I think there's going to be some really good stuff coming out. I think this is like in the early stages where we were patient with Defira and it paid off. I think we're still in the early stages here where I'm continuing to make this a free ride. I'm continuing to upgrade. I am yield farming some over here. I'm not pulling my liquidity out because I'm very bullish this project too. And this one has the potential to be a banger too. I've always said that I'm most bullish Defira by like orders of magnitude, and that Mars is second, and Mars could be a nice surprise. And there's a lot of other things you guys should be looking at that we don't spend a lot of time checking. How many Twitter followers they have and how many Discord members they have. So I'm not sure on the Discord. I'm not going to check those right now, but Discord's a big one. So Defira has 10,000 members. I think it's growing at a pretty good rate. If you compare that to DFK, they're at like 90,000. So they're growing, and I think this one can continue to really grow a lot in the future. Mars Colony, I think, is around 6,000. I don't know that this one has grown that much. So we'll have to see. But either way, I'm very bullish, both of these. I think Twitter is Colony for real. I think the team is a bit overwhelmed with how successful it's become. So I think they're just having a hard time catching up with their success. But I think they're building the team. I think so far what I can tell that they're making good decisions, right? So I'm still extremely bullish Mars Colony. I'm not overextending myself with it. If Colony does have another pullback, back down to $1 because it feels a little stagnant again, I think there's going to be some big news coming out from them, and that can really cause the price of Colony to go up. But for now, I'm content with it being a free ride. I'm content with just earning what small amount I'm earning in my liquidity. Like I've earned off not too much, probably around 200 plus Colony, maybe 300 Colony, just yield farming. And I take that and I put that back in. I haven't done that yet. Actually, that is earned from, so I'd say a little over 100. So I've earned probably about 100, 150 from yield farming. But I continue to earn really good off upgrading my lands. This is mostly money that I intend to put, you know what? I'm just going to upgrade it. I'm just going to get all my lands upgraded. So I've already upgraded half of them. And as you do this, it's kind of just like this downhill thing, and you just keep earning more and more. So I'm going to continue to build this up. Some people YOLO'd it early and it's paying off much earlier. I'm just taking the safer approach and thinking we still got plenty of time on this. They're going to have, so all the Colony is burnt when you upgrade this land. That has been confirmed. They got avatars coming, and I don't know like what game mechanics are going to add to these avatars, but I'm very bullish this project. It's a totally different concept game-wise than like what DFK and Defira are, right? This is all like space themed. So, and it has, it has a lot of support and a lot of people into this, that it is held strong as of late. Like I think it's seen its worst with it, being below $1. I mean, it can most certainly go down again, but if it does again, I would consider that a buying opportunity. And if I'm being honest with you, I think $2 is probably a good price right now. Because if, it's just like, you just got to be patient, right? Just farm and upgrade and earn that colony. There will be announcements in the future that will be very bullish for this. Do you really do you really think there's not going to be some more announcements coming out? Just like, you just get impatient. That's the problem. You get impatient, and some people kept getting impatient with Defira. Well, I know Retro was like me, and we got impatient, but we didn't pull the plug. We just waited around, and now it's paying off like a mofo. Did I say Zach? Oh yeah, I already said Zach in the house. All right, so he asks how many gaming projects I'm in. I'm in Harmonyville, but I don't really spend a lot of time on that one. I do the same thing. I just earn I have 3 Lambos. I don't really care about that game. I'm just in it. I check it every now and then. I take my Harmonyville and I'll just upgrade my garage, just like I'm doing a Mars Colony. Mars Colony is 100% a free ride. And this has the potential to pay me very good into the future, right? If I get these last 4 lands upgraded, which is something I'm most certainly going to do. I'm going to upgrade 1 right now, and I only have 3 to go. So that's 8 times 4 colony a day. That's 32 colony a day. Even if colony's at $2, that's $64 a day. That's $1,800 a month, right? That ain't too freaking bad, guys. That ain't too freaking bad. And you know, how long is that going to last? I don't freaking know. But if it lasts a long time, that's not a bad little bit of mostly passive income. I mean, it's a little bit active, but oh, I didn't mean to do that. Want to get, oh, no. Oh, son of a bitch. All I did was waste some freaking harmony there. All right. Robot transport power. I want to get some more power plants going. We got to get that. We got to get Nostra. What did you call it? Nostraverse on Mars Colony. We got to get a bunch of energy over there. So now I got 5 lands earning 4 colony a day. It's going to take me roughly 5 days to upgrade the next one. And within the next 2 weeks, these things are going to be churning. And then I'm going for more upgrades. I'm going to continue. I'm going to get at least level 1 on all these. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So that'll be like what, 9? 1, oh, plus 2, plus 4. So I guess plus 9 colony a day, 72 colony a day. I mean, I should be able to achieve that goal in the next couple months. 70 colony a day, $140 a day at $2 colony. What if it goes up, right? What if it goes up? Colony's being burnt. Even at 140, that's like $4,000 a month. Shit, son. Shit. Speedstar, hello Gophers. Speedstar I did not get into. Crime Crypto gave me a little bit of FOMO on that one. Problem is, and I talk about this quite a bit, I am trying to stay focused because I'm being very picky about the games I'm most bullish on, and I don't want to overextend myself because I don't want to be in this position where I don't have enough time to maintain focus. DeFi Kingdoms is already a huge pain in my ass with constantly having to stay on top of my freaking quest. And speaking of which, I think my miners are about another 50 minutes out. So yeah, this is such a pain in the ass. So I'm in I can't even Harmonyville. No, Harmony, the Lambo, whatever. I can't even remember the name of it now. You know what I'm talking about. Mostly I'm in DeFi Kingdoms, Mars Colony, and Defira. They're the ones that I'm focusing the most on Harmony 1. And then I am in Lavana, and I've been playing all their games, and I'm staying focused on that one. And I'm targeting Strange Clans on Atom. So those are the 5 I'm hands down the most focused on. I'm not saying, I'm watching all this other stuff, and I'm not saying anything else can break in right now. But beyond those 5, it's going to take a lot for me to you know what I'm saying, really ape into something. Those are the ones that I'm ape ready. And the one that's on a whole different Breaking Bad level of greatness is Defira. Like that's the one I want to ape in and continue, like somewhat to the point where like I just put my entire net worth in Defira right now. Risky AF, but I think if and I am most certainly not telling anyone to do that. I think you're a fool or a crazy genius. But I think if you were to put your entire net worth in the Defira right now, you could get paid. But that you would have some of the most sleepless nights you've ever had in your life, right? That's how bullish I am this project. But the thing could come tumbling down any second. So, oh yeah, you like the sound of that? I'm holding Cosmic Universe. Which one is that? I like that project. That's the one with the little puffs, right? The little puffs and the molecules. I like that project. It's just another one of those, bro. I don't got time. And they got just like Holy Grail. I don't got time to be playing some dumbass 3D game, right? It needs to. I really kind of like the philosophy of DFK, and Defira flat out said it. And we're not worried about 3D gaming right now. We want to build a really good game, a really good community, and a really good community. The more and more I think about it, I'm not bullish 3D games at all right now. They're too hard to, it's too easy to make a shitty one, and it's too hard to make a great one. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to cause an adoption problem. And at the end of the day, you need freaking adoption, right? So we'll have to see how, I could be totally wrong, like Cosmic Universe, maybe they pull it off. I like the concept of Harmony. Oh wait, which one did you say? Harmony, Cosmic Universe. Cosmic Universe is the the Cosmic. So I was thinking of Harmony. Cosmic Universe is the wizard. So yeah, I'm indifferent. I'm probably more bearish on that than bullish, and I don't say that too often because I know a lot of people get upset with me. Another one I'm very bullish on. I'm not in it, Crypto Arcade. I don't spend any time in it. I don't have enough time. And another one I'm really bullish is Harmony World. I have land over there, but I haven't kept up with it because I don't have time. But I think that one can be a big one too. But I'm nowhere near levels. Again, like it's DFK, old school. Defira, Breaking Bad levels of greatness. That's how bullish I am. Mars Colony right below that. And then like, it's like crapshoot is how I look at it right now. So hands down, Defira, Mars Colony, very bullish. And then after that, like, it's just like, to me, my philosophy is, yeah, that seems cool. It's better to be early than to be right. Get in early, definitely take profits. And that's why I'm not going crazy on Mars Colony. I'm not plowing into it. Mars Colony is a free ride, so that one's easy. When it comes to like risk, big risk, Defira is the only one that like really says, hey man, this is one we're taking risk on. Yeah, so you're bullish. Yeah, so I don't know, man. They've got a lot. They've got Cosmic Universe has got, like, just like I mentioned, right? It's all about adoption and a lot of, so one of the problem with these land plots is it's a very high ratio of people owning the land to the amount of people in the game. It's close to like 7, 8, 9 to 1 people, or nine land plots to each person because of the way they F that up. So they've yet to, and if you've seen the price of Magic lately, so again, it is very difficult to build a 3D game that people are actually going to want to continue to play day in and day out, and something that takes a lot of time. Now that can somewhat be offset by making money, but we'll have to see, right? There's a chance. But again, I just like right now, you know, what DFK is doing, what Defira is doing, and even what Mars Colony is doing, right? They're just building a nice little 2D game that seems like it could be pretty fun. We'll have to see how some of like these PvP mechanics come out, and how they did talk about, and I have talked about in the past, there's some great things coming with Defira I'm very bullish on that seems like it could be a lot of fun. Strategy, attacking, protecting your lands and stuff like that. And I think Defira or DFK is going to have some of that. I think DFK might. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Either way, I'm still most bullish those projects, and I will. Right now, most of my money's in Defira. At a certain point, I'm not yield farming at all in DFK right now, and it's not that I'm not bullish. It's just that that's how crazy bullish I am Defira. I know how it worked out for DFK. I think the same thing's going to pan out for Defira. So I'm just trying to farm as much tank and as much fever as I can right now and enjoy the ride up. All right, everyone, let's do one quick wrap up of what's going on in the markets. I do got, man, you know what? This is one of those days I feel like I could go on and on to the break it on. All right, so Bitcoin 44.2, we got Ethereum 29.6, Cardano, I don't even want to talk about it. Harmony 1 still getting smacked down like a little bitch at 16 cents. This one could see a nice little explosion coming up here pretty soon as money starts flooding in, especially in that Defira, right? Luna, like I don't even know what's going on with Luna. Like what the F is going on with Luna, guys? Like what the F, man? I'm just butthurt. I'm not even going to get into that. Atom's still just kind of hovering around. Atom was probably a good buy when it dipped down to in the 20s. I mean, it's pushing above the bull market support band. Phantom making a nice little comeback. It went down to the depths of hell at $1.30. And Osmosis, there's another one, man. I'm crazy bullish Osmosis. And then Shetlana, we won't even talk about Shalana. Defira is moving into the mobile gaming segment. Yeah, bro, I said that during the stream. Way to pay attention, retro. Artemis getting wrecked by DFK. Oh, yeah, because they took LP out. Yeah, I tried to stay away from... I commented a couple times on Artemis. I never really cared for Artemis, to be quite honest. I didn't like... But this was early on with a lot of you Harmonauts. I didn't like any negative things being said about anything on Harmony 1. I broke you guys in a little bit. You got to look in at all angles. But I don't. The Artemis team just seems a little too. Anyway, I'm enough with that. Paying attention. Yeah, my bad, bro. Oh, you're answering Zach. My bad, bro. My bad, Rhett, bro. All right, guys. I gotta get a little food in me before I start configuring some APs and shit. You all have 22 likes. Love you guys. Have a great day. See you and peace.